Did you see? I probably shouldn't talk about this.
What?
I got an email. Did you get an email about a new YouTube AI thing they're rolling out?
Nope.
Whatever. This, I'll talk about it.
Okay.
I don't think I'm under an NDA.
I can't imagine you would be.
Who knows? But YouTube is rolling out something. I was a little sassy about it.
Okay.
'Cause my YouTube partner manager was like, hey, and for those of you who don't know, YouTube partner manager will just email you regarding like if you have issues with YouTube and stuff, and then also they'll just tell you like new features coming to YouTube.
For those of you who don't know, Google has purposely made YouTube so incredibly confusing that those of us who don't exist in the 1% of the content creator class will not understand it and will perpetually live in a constant state of, oh, I don't understand why my video got flagged. Yeah. But those of us who make YouTube hundreds of thousands of dollars a year get a YouTube partner manager who gets to solve all those problems for us.
But so anyway, I got an email and she was explaining like, she was like, yeah, so there's this new feature we're rolling out, and it was like buried under a bunch of like, it was like, we want to give more flexibility to creators and brand owners and this and that. And so now you can opt in to have your videos selected by third-party companies and used to teach generative AI. So third-party companies, if you want, can take your content and use it to teach AI, which also, if it's doing that, the way generative AI works, means that they could essentially like make a video of you.
Yep.
And so I was like, I wrote something along the lines of like, blank, like, dear blank, thank you so much for reaching out to me. Sorry I haven't been a good like email buddy because I take so long to email her back. But I was like, sorry I haven't been a good email buddy. I've been sitting here trying to write an email response for the past like 5 minutes now, but really it just comes down to why would anybody choose to do this?
How at the end of your life of your YouTube career, dude, listen, if tomorrow I was going to quit, like being a YouTuber, I'd be like, take it, sure. Well, make me and fucking pump out my content forever as long as I'm getting paid on all of it. But
well, that's the thing. My email to her, the reason I replied, I was like, I gotta be honest, what's the incentive for a creator to do this? Like, why would anyone do this? Yeah. Why would anyone willingly do this if, like, other than just out of the kindness of their heart to random third parties they don't know? I was waiting for her to be like, oh, well, third parties can, like, pay for every video they take or whatever. No, she was just like, it's just an option if you want. Just if you want to.
So not paid.
Not paid. But you make no money on it.
In the beginning of the email, you said, like, we're looking for creators to find new ways to monetize.
No. We're looking for them to give them flexibility. Not new ways to monetize. What the fuck does that mean? It doesn't monetize. What
the fuck does flexibility mean?
It's like the option.
The option to have AI.
To third that's literally
the option to have AI become you and oh, there goes your fucking income?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? There's no... Even if she was like, oh, you make money on each one they take, I wouldn't do it because I'm not into AI. But like, I was waiting for that. I was like, why would anyone click that box? And thankfully, because the reason I read the whole thing too, I was like, if this is on by default, I'm like jumping to Vimeo or something. Like, but thankfully it's not like checked by default. You have to like do it yourself. But yeah, it's so weird. It's like I owe it to these third-party AI thing, like just to advance technology. Why would I do this?
No.
Why would I give them my content?
Oh, cool. Let me further the death of fucking content.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely.
It was insane.
That's nuts as fuck. I can't believe. I'm sure that people they're probably already doing it anyways.
Yeah.
Like you can download videos from YouTube. Like technically, like, people don't really need our consent.
I do it for my own shit. Like when I want to make a TikTok, I'll like of an old video, I go to a third-party website, download my video, and edit it. Like you could just take a video,
you can download it straight from the YouTube Studio app.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, just like straight from the YouTube Studio, just like the fucking 3 dots, click download, and you got it right there.
I was using Y2 Mate.
Why? Are you just getting the MP4s?
This is what I knew. Yeah.
Okay. But not okay. Yeah, crazy. Just download it straight from YouTube.
Yeah,
you absolute sycophants. And so yeah, the mouse got fucked.
Mouse got fucked up. That girl, the llama.
No survival instincts whatsoever. In a long line of herbivores who have just no fucking survival instincts whatso goddamn ever.
No survival instincts as an herbivore, as a woman in her like early 20s.
In a slum house, like a fucking slum section.
She's paying for like a $15 apartment in Compton, Tokyo.
Yeah.
And is like hearing a dude screaming and clawing at the floorboards, runs into him in like the communal bathroom of this like run down the raid style apartment building. He's a 7 foot tall, shirtless monster of a carnivore. She's like, I'm going to introduce myself.
She's like, you know what? Now's the time.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he's going through fucking Nom flashbacks in the room over, like, I left Kevin behind.
Well, and then later, she's like, you know what? I'm going to put a stop to this once and for all.
Yeah.
Oh my God, call the police.
Oh my God, move.
Just move.
I
Just
can't
leave.
imagine the down payment was that much for this fucking shithole.
And then she goes to his apartment where he's screaming and moaning, opens the door, and she's like, unlocked. That's not safe. For you, bitch.
He's the biggest guy here in a fucking teeth-run economy.
Psychotic.
And then
Psychotic behavior.
And then he like jumps on top of her and he's like, and then like he's like, oh, that was weird. And she was like, he was like, can I ask why you stayed? And she was like, you called me by my name. And it's like, hey, bitch. Not enough reason. Not get the fuck out of. They're all so horny to be eaten.
Yeah, they love it. They love the rush. I think they just love. I'd get it. I'd get the rush of like teasing a predator, of being like, you want to eat me so bad, I'm gonna put my whole ass calf in your mouth. You know, like,
You want this fucking? I've been doing calf raises.
yeah. But then if you get eaten, dude, that's on you.
That's on you. You
That's
gotta
the
know
game
that.
you play.
You gotta know that. That's
Yeah.
me when I walk down like fishnets, like in the middle of LA, and I'm just like, something gonna take me. And then they do. You know what they do? You know, and that's I went for the rush, and it happened. 3 a.m. just strutting in fishnets.
Yeah, let's talk about that after.
Yeah. It's like I've been trying to reach you
Just
for a while
some
now.
trauma.
Yeah.
You're like, you just like laugh and one tear comes down.
I don't know why I did it. So yeah, wild show filled with wild events.
I liked it. Season 3, episode 1 we were so back, baby. I'm so excited for like the new gangs. I like that it's like, I didn't love when the gang stuff was introduced in season 2.
Yeah, we're just not doing high school anymore.
We're just not. I mean, Haru's literally in college.
Haru's in college, living just a better life without
Yeah.
Legoshi. Like her friend, her other like dwarf rabbit friend, pulls up with her lion boyfriend, and everyone's like, "That got." Listen, there's been a lot of racism adjacent things.
That got out of hand.
The 2 llamas being like, "Oh, it smells like carnivore." I was like, Jesus Christ, bitch, fuck, tone it down.
Well, it's crazy too. I get the racism towards carnivores, but it's because they're violent and may eat you.
Yeah.
Do this later.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're like racist against him because you think he'll devour you, maybe don't be like, that's our meal ruined.
Yeah. Don't be like, listen, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If you think like, oh, man, if fucking properly provoked, that dude could eat me, then being like, as you walk past them, like, fuck, man.
In their defense, though, when she was like, yeah, meet my boyfriend, and he sat down, my heart dropped, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna hate crime. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna say something bad about this guy. But
I just thought he was part of the Shishigumi. I was like, oh, God. I was like, how the fuck? What's this overlap? Haru's like, oh, you look familiar.
I'm so like in what do you call it? Like immersed in this world now that he sat down and I clutched my pearls. I was like,
oh goodness.
This is improper.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine that Haru would actually probably have a pretty complicated like reaction to that on account of the fact that she was literally abducted by 32 goddamn lions, sexually assaulted, and then watched her boyfriend and a panda lightly push over 32 pandas.
True.
Or
We
lions.
considering how pro segregation these segments are every week, we gotta like follow it up immediately with like, all right, and also this week we read chapter 3 of Malcolm X's biography.
No, that's what fucking Moishino Dorito did, dude. We can't.
True.
We can't fucking preach black doctrine to black audiences. We don't know it, Danny. Come on. No, I think everyone understands.
Wow,
that,
what a throwback.
Thanks, I tried my hardest. I think everybody understands that we're talking about lions and fucking rabbits. Anyways, you want to talk about, ironically, more fucking?
Hold on, I can do this.
Listen, if there's one talk of sexual interactions that's made me less comfortable than B-Stars this week, it came from Blue Lock. Because my God, why was this entire episode of Blue Lock just 20 minutes of sperm monologue? Like all right, we're talking about episode, I believe, 11.
Let me check. You
10.
keep going.
We're talking about 10 or 11 of Blue Lock.
I'm gonna read what the synopsis is.
Oh, let's go. They have to say the word sperm.
Let's see. Episode 35 total, so I don't know.
So that would be 11. Christ, is there going to be 24 episodes this season? Oh,
Stop.
Once we get to 12, we stop, Danny. Official pact, Danny. Next episode's the last one we watch.
Shinda, agreed. Agreed.
Yeah.
Shidao. I like when there's an O and a U. Shido enters the flow and unleashes his Big Bang drive to score another goal. Isagi demands that Ego let them win, and Ego subs Barrow in to cause chaos on the field. And there's a period, and then it goes, and the other players start to find their flow, ... in quotes.
Yeah, their flow?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's so fun.
That's more or less exactly, once again, they nailed it.
Yeah,
description just tells you exactly everything that's going to happen in the episode. Just so much sperm analogy. There's fucking sperms flying around. Shido's like, I'm going to make everybody in Japan pregnant with my presence. He calls his kick the Big Bang drive.
The Big Bang drive.
It's so, and then like the entire time they're talking about like him getting his flow, it's a bunch of sperm swimming to an egg. And I was just like, can we not? They're like, oh, this 17-year-old's fucking shooting loads over the entire fucking crowd here.
It's so funny because Blue Lock is just about soccer. And they love introducing new characters. There's so many. I struggle to think of an anime with a higher character turnaround than Blue Lock.
Yeah, they just introduced like Hiyori.
I guess Naruto has an outrageous amount, but not in this.
Naruto started with an outrageous amount and actually literally cut its way down as the show progressed.
Yeah, it's not till like the tuning exams that like a lot of characters start popping up, I feel like. But like,
it's really just like 14, 15, I'd say,
at least,
not including senseis.
But at least that they're ninjas, and they can, like, their backstories can be anything.
And they have different, like, Kekkei Genkai, they have different jutsus.
Yeah, there's so much variety to be had.
Yeah.
This is just soccer, and so when you want to introduce 30 characters that all need some soccer-related personality or backstory, you start to just run through literally anything you can.
Yeah.
And now we've hit Sperm Boy.
There's like 4 characters who are like, my body moves reflexively based off the things that I anticipate on the field, and I just end up there. Like, that is literally, it's fucking the defensive guy, it's Shido, it's Rin, it's every good soccer player is like, I don't think my body just takes me there, and it's like, that's their whole soccer related thing. They just have different colored hair.
Yeah, every now and then Blue Lock Blue Lock is very smartly written and well written. Every now and then though,
for a shonen sports manga.
Yeah. Every now and then, though, it, like, tries to be smarter than it can handle.
Yeah.
And I've been seeing the clip go around from season 1 where Isagi's, like, unlocks, like, eye vision. Like, he unlocks direct line of sight.
Yeah.
Where he's like, wait a minute. If I run behind him, his cone of vision can't reach me. And they show a little diagram of the dude's, like, line of sight, and he's like, that's it. That's my alchemical reaction. Yeah. And it just shows, like, just cuts to him just running behind a guy, and the guy's like, huh? Where? And it's like, bitch, you discovered eyes?
Yeah, fucking, oh no, they're not literally in the back of our head. It's like Neji versus the fucking spider guy in the Sasuke retrieval arc, where he's like trying to aim at his blind spot, but just substantially less compelling and or more realistic.
Yeah.
It's so silly. Everything is so silly. But this episode did get me hyped, low-key.
Yeah.
The Big Bang Drive did look kind of good. That was like, oh my God, the ball's being animated. I can see, like, even though it was like, oh cool, the one time we decided to animate something, it was sperm swimming.
Yeah.
It still looked kind of good. Barrow getting subbed in was kind of hype.
Yeah. I agree.
I like that it's like, oh, Barrow, you go in and just literally consume Isagi. I thought that was kind of sick. Like, he's like, hey, your entire purpose out there is to fucking play against your team. Just be an absolute chaos goblin. I loved Isagi being like, listen, 4 eyes, to like just like being like to Ego, like, listen, 4 eyes, we're winning this fucking game. That was dope.
I love Isagi's such a fun protagonist.
Even though he's like inarguably the least compelling person in the show.
He was better in season 1.
Yeah.
He's like barely in it now. And when he is, he's just having a crisis of puzzle pieces falling out of him.
Yeah.
But like, he's so cool because he's so like not better than anyone else, like morally, where he's like, the show is one of the best first episodes, I feel like, if you've seen other sports anime.
Oh, yeah.
Where
Him kicking like the ball straight at the dude.
Yeah. And like, I love that Isagi now is like, yeah, he's like, we do have to work together. That's the only way we'll win.
Yeah.
But then like, when it comes down to it, he's like, I'm just like, I'll fucking fight you for real if I have to.
Like he was like, I'm gonna assault the man who's like, who could absolutely throw. He has tasers in his suits. Like, this thing is like, fucking pull up on ego, dude. You'll get shocked to death.
Yeah, if somebody came up to Isagi and was like, hey, tonight we're breaking Bato's legs. Like, are you down? I feel like Isagi would be in on it.
He probably would. He'd have to be.
Yeah.
My last note from this episode is flow, sperm, balls. What is this? Health class?
You're so proud of yourself. There's a face you do that I dread.
That was pretty good.
You're just like, it's like you're imagine dragging these nuts across your face,
Yep.
where you're like, like you, I hate it.
Yo, like
I just love
it's my fucking
flow, sperm, balls. What is this? Health class?
So ever since COVID, I squint when I smile. Like, and it was like, cause like occasionally if me and Dorothy are walking around and like we're just like hanging out, I was like that.
I know why. Because the mask.
The mask. You had to show people that you were smiling with your eyes, right? And she was like, "Are you being racist?" And I was like, "What? I'm smiling at you." And she was like, "I know you're like making a squint joke." And I was like, "Why is that where your fucking brain would jump to?"
So funny.
Yeah. No. So
it fucked me up for a bit. Would you smile and squint?
No.
Yeah, so when I would work I was working in a bakery in Ithaca during COVID.
I would love to see this arc.
And
God, I would love to see this arc.
It was awful. It really disillusioned me from any restaurant because I'm like, I used to go to that bakery and everyone was like, it's the real college hotspot.
Yeah.
And I was like,
fucking dog. Dude, restaurants are horny as hell. Something about the yeast, man.
That's it, baby. You get your hands in the dough, and you're like, man, what if this was a boob?
What if this was a woman's small intestine? I'm sorry, continue.
It's horrible.
Yeah, try it. Yeah, that's what I was going for.
But it was like the college hangout spot, and everyone was like, dude, their bagels are so good, this and that. And then I worked there, and I was like, this place can't be that good because they've allowed me to work here for a year.
It's like the fucking drivers in LA. They are bad by the extension of having you on the road.
Yeah, exactly. I think about that anytime someone's like, dude, like, League of Legends, like, or not League of Legends, but like this video game community is so non-toxic. Like it's famously void of toxicity. And I'll go like, well, that's not true because I'm a part of it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I am fucking bringing this all down a couple of pegs. I've been playing Marvel Rivals, which is not that toxic. Not nearly as toxic as Overwatch has been. And I have been the worst. Like if you're playing an Overwatch game and like your tanks are better than like the other team's tanks, by the end you say like tank diff.
Yeah.
If there's another Wanda and I get more kills than them, I just say Wanda diff at the end of the game. And I'm just like, it's a specific attack. I'm like, how dare you play my fucking character?
I love a diff. I used to love playing For Honor, and you run into like the same character, and then you're just like emote stuttering at him. Why was I talking about this? Restaurant. Oh, at the restaurant, because you're working like 10-hour days, like double shifts, and I'd get tired. Like when I would smile at people, I would just do the squint where I'm just, and then like, and yeah, people can tell because it doesn't really look like a smile. And then I had a coworker who'd come up and like lower the mask, and it's just.
Yeah, you just look like a fucking like a father who just found out bad news about his son or something. Like, No, you look Daenerys. You look Daenerys Targaryen in that one meme where she was just like squint smiling. Yeah. So yeah, that's Blue Lock. I don't really talk about that much.
Yeah, me too. So I got caught in my skin. My skin looks so good finally.
Can we talk about Daima?
Yes.
Okay. Earlier this week we were filming for AnimeIRL. your project, your baby boy, your favorite, your absolute favorite thing you love doing every single week. You just adore it. You're like,
That's me. I gobble it up. I go yum 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 yum.
Yum, 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 yum. I'm so happy I'm not at my desk right now. Yum, 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 yum.
This week was very fun, and I like that we're doubling down on the game shows.
Yes, we're doubling down on the game shows and the consequences.
Yeah, that's fun.
We're bringing tasers next week.
This week was. Can't wait to host.
Yeah. You're not hosting.
I disagree.
You actually might be hosting.
Who's hosting?
I think actually you are hosting. We're doing Jeopardy though. So.
Yeah. Steven? Because Steven won't get tased?
Yeah, well, yes, ironically, even though he is
I hate Steven
even though he is the person providing the 6 tasers. Yeah.
It's gonna hurt.
Yeah, listen.
What if I just know the answers?
There's no guarantee you get tased.
Dude, I'm
gonna give you a little peek behind the curtain.
Yeah.
We're playing Jeopardy.
Yeah.
There's gonna be consequence squares. It's like Bowser's faces. If you get the question right, you get to pass the punishment to somebody else.
The way.
And then they have to spin the wheel to get what punishment. So it's gonna be like pepper spray, hot pepper, taser, and then there's gonna be like subtle ones.
These are so much worse than any other thing we've ever done.
Okay, well those are like there's 18 spaces on it.
Okay.
One of them's gonna be pepper spray. One of them's gonna be taser. Like 4 of them are gonna be like Lego walk of death, where we're gonna have a bunch of Legos on the ground. You have to walk over barefoot. Like it's like they're not all gonna be really bad, but there's gonna be some bad ones in there.
I feel like one of them shouldn't be pepper spray.
I feel like one of them should be pepper spray.
Pepper spray, I think, is like a medically ill-advised.
Okay, what about like a?
I'll do taser.
Oh, Richard found a way to legally acquire a flashbang.
I don't want. You're the one who's always like, "Oh, you want information out of me? Go for my eyes."
Yeah.
Why are you like, "Oh, we should blind ourselves permanently"?
Listen, Richard said it's not that bad with eyes and ears on. That's what he's. I don't know.
First off, the way I'm going to be bringing like $30,000 in cash to get out of each of these.
Get the questions right.
Second.
Yep.
If I land on something that's like pepper spray or flashbang, I'm going to be like, taste me twice. I don't give a shit. Like, I'm simply not consuming pepper.
Fine.
If Steven gets to not do it because he's dumb and scared, I shouldn't be punished.
Forced into it.
Yeah,
I think, okay.
For being charismatic and smart, that's why I have to do them.
All across the board, fair, honestly. Maybe we'll just do like eat a hot pepper.
Okay.
1 chip challenge.
Okay.
I got a 1 chip challenge somewhere around the house here.
You ever done it?
No.
All of this sounds awful. All of this I'm ill-equipped to do.
It's kind of the idea.
I like how I've had 1 week on AnimeIRL where I've enjoyed being there, and then you guys are like, turn the car around.
Yep. We're thinking about doing like public embarrassment.
Okay, how's that?
We get to call somebody, like we go through your contacts and we call somebody and you have to explain to them like the plot of a hentai or something.
All of this is so intense.
None of it's good, dude.
Oh, I gotta study. Okay.
Yeah, it's all bad. It's all bad across the board.